I guess I'll give comments. So I have a validation error. About set index 0, frame index 1. Oh, that's different from what I had before my last change, wasn't it? Isn't it? No, it's impossible. The only thing I added was debug output. So, But okay, we have a descriptor set with, well, it is just a descriptor set. But I gave it a name as a string. This is a string. And the name that I gave it contains the set index and the frame resource index. So that makes this easier to debug than when I just had an hexadecimal value here. Okay, well, while it's trying to draw, it says that binding 1 in this descriptor set was never updated. Now I'm printing a lot of output, so if I just search for this handle by the hexadecimal value, I should be able to find back where that was last used in the debug output. Well, it is here being used, and indeed it is frame index 1. I mean, this is 0, and this is 1. So I have only 2 frame resources at the moment. But what it is doing here, it says set existing descriptor set 2, and when it already exists, it should also already be bound, so, or updated. And that update was missing, so I better scroll up further where it encounters it, where it creates it rather. Now here it is created, literally. Created object with name, well, the name that we saw, with that handle. And immediately after creating, and it should be bound. That is, we should see a call to update descriptor set with that handle, and we do, but only for the uniform buffer, which is binding 0, not binding 1. As you can see, we have here the top buffer, which is uniform buffer, which is binding 1. Okay, here we have this goes on. We have this sample texture with binding 1, and now it's calling update descriptor set for the texture with our handle and binding 1. Now, before I go any further, I'm not sure if I can, let me just highlight this whole thing so I can find it back. Oh, it's too long, Jesus Christ. I don't think I can set a marker here. No, I'm just my scroll back in while running in GDB. Yeah. Oh, Noderick, yeah. Thank you, man, for being motivated by what you see me doing. Gives my life value as well. Sorry if I react very late to chat. I try to concentrate on the window because I noticed that if I keep looking at the chat, my productivity drops with a factor of 10 to 100. But yeah, I hope you're still here. Okay, so this function is being called, and that should do what it says that it didn't, but I want to see again what I was. So I'm scrolling down. It says, yeah, binding 1. So the descriptor set with that name encountered the following validation error. Descriptor in binding number 1 index 0. What is this index? I guess set index. It's been used in draw but never been updated via VK update. Okay, well the index is indeed 0, so I guess that's not the problem. Well, it seems I have a full match here. The index is okay, the binding is okay, and the name is okay. The handle is okay. Everything is okay. And yet it says that we didn't call update descriptor sets. So let me scroll up again to that point where I think it should be doing it. It's here. Not really printing anything, right? I mean, if it prints debug output while in this function, it should be indented, and the next line is not indented, so it doesn't print anything about what it does. We need more debug output, so let's add that. Let's go find this function here. I want to see if it should say have frame resources. That's one thing. It says true. Yeah, so it says we have frame resources. Now the texture doesn't, but it sits in the same descriptor set as a uniform buffer. So the descriptor set has frame resources, because the descriptor set contains a uniform buffer. So we do get here, and then we do frame resource index. Oh, okay, I see the bug. Could also have crashed, I think. What the hell's going on here? He skips it, yeah. This is undefined, literally. My index gives it a value of -1 internally, which is the magic number for undefined, because I don't give it a value. But if I compare it, it's going to compare that -1 as a size type. So a size type is unsigned, so the -1 becomes infinitely large. And therefore immediately this is false and it doesn't do anything. So it never calls update descriptor set. Now if I have the same bug, you could see that more often. Well, like this I see it only once, but maybe I have another one with a namespace, but apparently not. Yeah, so going to assume that this is the only case where this is being done. I should have initialized it to a 0. Let's have a look at the uniform buffer, however. Yeah, here I have here 0. So, well, okay. Yeah, let's run UVT again. This is sort of working. How often does this flicker per second? 10 times? 5 times? My guess is that it is alternating between the two frame resources. And in one case it does draw it, and the other frame resource is not drawing anything. But for the rest it works. Yeah. But blink, blink, blink. I'm seeing a screen tearing. That's not nice. How the hell is that possible? Should be synced. Should be synced with the virtual sync. So yeah, no, this screen tearing here is absolute horror. How is it possible that it happens? Shit, man, why? I've done such incredible I put such incredible effort into getting everything right that it is shocking, to say the least, to have screen tearing. What the hell? What do you do it for? I ask myself then. It still doesn't work after all this effort. Anyway, yeah, man, wow. Why is it not syncing? How the hell is that possible? Well, I'll concentrate on the flickering first, I guess. So yeah. No validation errors. Well, I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Okay, so I think I do not update the float values for the correct uniform buffer. Now, where is that defined? I guess in tests. See the uniform buffers. And then in window.h. And somewhere at the bottom here. If ready, yeah, hack 0. Haha. So this hack is still here. Man, how many hacks do I still have left? Hopefully these are the last ones. And they are. That's the last hack. So I never write to as frame index 1. And what I should do here is write to the next, some frame index. But which frame index should I write to? I think I should write to the frame index that is being used the very next draw, right? The very next time I am recording the command buffer, I would think. So the question then arises, when is draw IMU being called? It needs to be called from here. Which is called from start frame. And where is start frame being called from? Yeah. Start frame is being called from window.377 apparently. Acquire image, and then we can draw frame. Pretty sure that in draw frame I have, that's here. Draw frame, in draw frame I can get my frame resources from mCurrentFrame.m frame resources. Gelfred, hello, and hello Louis from Brazil, and everyone else that I missed. I'm trying to fix this flickering. Oh, wait. And after thinking a few minutes, I thought the reason is probably that I'm not updating the uniform buffers, and that was correct. So I can update them, but I need to know the index. And the index is going to be this. And then we have a pointer to frame resources data, which contains nothing. That is what I need. mCurrentFrame.mResourceIndex. And then, well, that exact value. So when is the last time that got updated? It's Tracy. I guess it was already updated before we got here. Seems likely, doesn't it? Maybe acquire image updates it, or when does it get updated? Nobody knows. Current frame. Current frame is frame data. is an initialization. It's not even the same function. Create frame resources, yeah. Okay, I have no idea. Let's grab for this variable itself, see where it gets updated. First I was looking for a plus plus. Oh, here it is. And I was looking for a percentage and I didn't see it. So clearly this is where it's being updated. That's in start frame. Okay, so it's first being updated and then we call draw IMG. And draw IMG is, I guess, a member function of synchronous window, because we're just calling it like this. And then I can still access the resource index. Single button window. Yeah, this is derived class, so really it's calling a virtual function, but since this is derived class I still can access it, unless it is private, but I'll just make it protected, I guess. So I should be able to access it like that, and it is a frame resource. Frame index. The current frame index. Let's see if this compiles. Multi-thread. Yeah, of course. I mean, I have I can run 32 threads. If I would run only one, then I would only use a 1/32th of my PC power. Frame resource index was not declared. Did you mean Vulkan? Yeah, okay, I will use Vulkan. Right, it compiles, and now it runs. I guess I finished the frame resources stuff. Now I can actually test that that the frame resource stuff works by, well, we already saw it, but let's play a little game and just do x plus, for the top one I'm gonna change frame get value here times 0.1. So I'm just adding 0.1 to this value depending on the frame resource index, and then I'm going to use, let's say, 10 of them. Becomes larger than 1, then that's probably not a problem. Okay, so I must find this 2 back, which I found back. Let's make this 10 for the heck of it. Compile thing. My first animation. So now it's using 10 frame resources, meaning that every frame it uses a different uniform buffer. And as you can see, now it works it works greatly. I was wondering why I didn't get to the end, but of course with 10 frame resources it runs from 0 to 9. So in total I'm adding 0.9, so it does not get to 1. Now I'm happy not to see any screen tearing here. Screen tearing. Maybe the tearing was caused by yeah, doing something weird-ish. I'm gonna look at this 1 hour. No, I won't. It totally works. Let's commit this. Let's look at the diff. I don't know. As long as I don't see anything super weird, I'll just go with it. Yeah, I don't like this comment. It's a bit vague. No frame resources support required for textures is not entirely true. In this case it's not supported. So for a single texture would be a good comment. If the texture is in the same descriptor set as a uniform buffer, it would be a dubious remark. Oops. So instead I'm going to change it a little bit. And then what do we have? And this is also horribly wrong. Totally wrong. This always has to be the maximum number of frame resources. Is it the number of frame resources or the maximum number of frame resources? I think a maximum number. So we should probably rename it to max. Or is it? Yeah, it should be max, I think. The point is that this is the This is the Vulkan engine. There is not really a maximum there. It is just always the same. It should be not. It should not change. I can change it in one of my applications, and that's why it's called the maximum then. But to call it maximum here is maybe just confusing. I deleted this now, didn't I? I think so. I don't like this name. Let's make it longer. Do the div again afterwards. So I'm having code which probably has a standard pair in it, and then a while later we have set indexes. And then I rename all of those things to substitute set indexes with set index as frame resource pair. I think there's a slight problem with this, that, you know, I use an underscore here, which is just set index. And this underscore is more like a comma. I mean, this is a word. This is a, well, not a word, but it's a sentence. And then the pair refers to the fact that we have two of those things. But if I put an underscore everywhere, it's completely unclear which underscore or which underscore means what. This could be a set index has frame resource pair. Or a set comma index has frame resource pair. Okay, I wish I could make it a little bit clearer here. I could use a camel case for these things, but yeah, I don't really want to. I could use two underscores. Definitely do not want that either. So I have to deal with this, I guess. .204, and then we get this file. This then also gets renamed, I guess, because it's just a set index. It's a local variable. Also being used here. And finally, well, not used, more like declared. And that one. But now in each of these files, I have maybe a lot of other usages that need to be renamed. So I'm looking for set indexes that not exist. Did I type that correctly? I think so. Set indexes. Yeah. Next. This one does. So I can just do this and then I name that too. And go to the next one. And the next one. And the next one. Yeah, probably all of them, right? I don't think I have set indexes as a part of something else. Oops. I meant, don't do this. Go away. Slash even more. Man, that's quite a few. That was all. Next. I'm just gonna delete this, right? Am I going to delete this? Going to delete this. Something with unique. Clearly this. This is the last file, plus I meant that. Okay. Yeah. It's never clear, I guess. One for each frame would, well, sound like there's infinite many. That's not the case. Yeah, well, I think I'll just commit this. Let's remove from troops. Not as often as I should know. Usually I commit before usually I commit at a milestone when things work, and I try to commit before I start to make a large change that I'm not sure will work at all. And I have the feeling, I might need to revert it. And then it's better to commit everything you have done before you start making those changes. Okay, so fix me. Oh, what? The wonder of I have only 2 left of 26 September. We had 3 of them. One is gone. Yeah. That you don't think you're not making progress here. Well, let's do the one at the bottom right next. Ready override. Fix me. Isn't it better to always notify? What? Is it better to always notify that the texture is bound to a descriptor set? Okay, step 1, find out what the heck this means. So who is calling ready? And from that we can deduce what it means. It is a Wordle function that doesn't return anything. But for example, the uniform buffer doing something with it. The uniform buffer has, oh, this is just a slider. I studied physics. Yeah, I'm a physicist, so my programming is self-taught. But I've done it my whole life. Started programming at 12. And now I started seriously programming. Seriously. Nah, come on. I have been seriously programming my whole life. I'm not using a GUI, I think, or what is it? Graphical user interface? You mean an IDE? I'm not using an IDE. Those fucking bots are getting on my nerves. Why is YouTube not doing anything about it? I'm going to send feedback. Include screenshots. Click to highlight or hide info. I don't know. Include screenshots. Screenshots. What? Send? I cannot type anything? Draw using yellow to highlight issues or black to hide sensitive info. Let me type some nasty stuff to these guys. During my live streams, bots with the name chat -69.xyz between brackets a URL and join every few minutes with 4 to 5 at a time, many times a day. Every few minutes. Okay, that's already said. Although I installed Nightbot, 1, it is slow to even after doing its timeout thing. The nicknames, if the URLs are still visible anyway. Can't Google is the owner of YouTube, right? Let's not make a fool of myself. Guess that's a yes. Can Google figure out how to ban a bot with the same damn nickname that has been flooding thousands of channels for months now? Because I am sick of it. Send. Thank you for your feedback. They're not going to do anything with it. So I just took the opportunity to call them names, basically. You morons! Can't you even ban a bot? Idiots! Is it possible with C++ to have a const expression function return a tuple of types? Oh, that was my question. Why do people vote up my question when it is this question? It was 2 months ago. There are seriously 5 people who are happy that I ask, oh, I have that question too. Okay, well, brings in points. Yeah, no. Blip. There we are. Ready is being called, and then we can call is ready, and then we can use it. But when is ready being called? I think I'm calling it for uniform buffers indeed. After I bound them, right? Mr. Nice Guy, yeah. I'm in third year college. I want to be very good with programming. Currently I'm intermediate with C++ and learning DSA. Okay. This is Arch, but the only thing you see is my color scheme and console, the terminal. There's extremely little to see of Arch here. I think that when people ask what distro is it, what they really mean is they want my GitHub repository that explains how to set up this syntax highlighting. I also put that on GitHub. I still do not understand really what my fix me comment means. This, well, that's a pointer to the current object. Hey, thank you, Go Jobs. Is it Jobs dead? Steve Jobs? Or is it not about Steve? Flooding is never okay, not even if you do a shout out. Please stop your flooding. I did a few, but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like continuing today, so I can do something. Any suggestions what I shall do? What shall I do? Write a little program or go to competitive programming thing? I think I was a member of something. I didn't get far, however. I don't like competitive programming. I think it's the wrong way to code. I'll just close this, I guess. How is the site called? It's something with... It's on the tip of my tongue, as they say. There's something with war in it, I think. Lead code. I have to start at the bottom. World's leading online programming. A new way to go. Now I have to create an account even, man. It's gonna take hours. They want me to an email address. I have grey listing, so it's gonna take a while before I can sign in with Google. That's better. GitHub. Let's not use GitHub. Google. You can only be a student or a professional. Well. Here's a full-time experience, lab over 10 years. Your role. What is my role, guys? Tell me. I want to know a lot of stuff. Front end, back end, full stack, data scientist, software, Q&A, mobile, DevOps, engineer, hardware engineer, game developer. I think I'm mostly back end or full stack. I don't think I give a damn. I just click something. Desired job. No job. Last step. How much time do you have? Huh? What? Interview? What is this, man? Skip. Why am I looking at this? I just want to code something. What if I go to the site that you tell me and it wants to offer me a job? What the fuck? So where do I click now? Where do I click? Tell me where to click. Nice guy. Be nice. Tell me where to click. Before I get another interview. Top bar problems. What a horrible interface. Icons, colorful icons. Yeah, there's a lag between my voice and the chat, so what do we do next? I hate all these things, really. Container with most water. Sounds a little bit interesting. Introducing our new question interface with a brand new editor and an intuitive question background. Skip. You are given an integer array height, vector int height, yes, of length n. Well, if they say so. There are n vertical lines, I guess, such that the two endpoints of the ith line are I, 0 and I, height. I guess that's xy. Find two lines that together with the x-axis, together with the x-axis, form a container such that the container consists of most water. Oh, okay. So distance times the smallest one. Okay. So how do I do that? Output int. Okay, I'm too lazy to read it, I guess. Oh, here, return the maximum amount of water the container can store. Int result is 0. Loop over all the integer values. Height, right. Height. Loop over them again. Well, you know what? I don't want to loop over them twice. I'm just gonna. They said it was n. I don't see an n. I just have to do height size, and I get my n, I guess. And then we do for I equals 0 to I less than n plus I. Bleep. For int j is I plus 1. Y less than n plus j, which of course means that I can subtract 1 here. Works for me. And then we get result equals maximum of something being the previous result and the distance between the two, where j is larger than I, so that is j minus I sure see I doesn't work. Yes, this horrible editor. One for min and then one for mugs, and then I think we have everything, right? And then we're done. Turn rest. Can I run the codes? What's it doing now? Accept it. Submit. Time limit exceeded. Okay, what did I do wrong? How can this go over the time limit? It's just quadratic in n. Okay. Okay. They made it really, really, really big. Yeah, apparently I have to do it on linear. It's kind of sneaky. So now, can I fix it? Yeah, I mean, the drawing that they showed a graph with like 7 lines or something like that. And then they throw at me a thing with 1,000. Did they tell me that that it had to be order n? I didn't read the question well enough, I guess. Details. Code. Oh, here's a constraint. N is up till 100,000. Okay, I missed that. Well, I would have to think about this. How on earth can you do this in linear time? You have to pick 2. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't feel really motivated to do this. Because I don't need it and I'm not using it. Maybe it would take me half an hour, I don't know, and then I would just waste it a half an hour, because what am I going to do with that? Just for fun, I can put in a minute, but not half an hour. I don't know from the top of my head how to make this linear. Yeah, I can Google it. That's not solving it. I'd have to do it myself. Give it some thought. I have no idea, really. I have no idea how to do this in linear time. Are you sure it isn't like order n log n or something like that? Pure linear seems impossible. But yeah, also n log n, no, I don't see it. Yeah. So something fun we can do. And this is medium. My god. They even I want to see the solution though. I will probably feel very stupid if I see the solution. So I'll Google it. Water trap problem. It's not the same. Well, this is different. A different question. Well, no, they fill it all up, yeah. Not just the largest container. It is a clearly different picture than the one in the lead code. Maybe we should just search for a container with most water lead code. Well, whoa. I'm like, okay, if they say so that this works, but it's not even trivial. It's not even clear to me why this would work. I want to see a proof that it works. So yeah, it's pretty difficult. Well, I never studied DSA stuff. I mean, if I would solve a problem like this, I would just, if it was really my problem, I would just take days or weeks, no matter how long I needed, to find the best solution, implement it. But it's more about algorithm stuff than being able to and then knowing C++. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Sudoku solver. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard. Just, knowing the language is not that much to do with it, I guess. Yeah, string to integer. I think I have that in my utils library, so I can use that. Copy and paste my own code, if that's allowed. So read in, ignore any white space, check if the next character, if not already at the end of the string, is a minus or plus. Assume the result is positive. Yeah, my thing just only works with positive integers and only digits. No white spaces to skip and stuff like that. I hate that. Yeah, horrible. I don't want to write that. Yeah, my repositories is utils. Utils contains Yeah, integer to ASCII. That's the other way around, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I wrote somewhere in ASCII to integer, but it already exists in the standard. I would just use that now. The other way around, I did write it. I'm getting so many utils that it's hard to even find things back. Now this is a nice one that I wrote once. Fuzzy bool. Fuzzy boolean is a boolean that is true, false, likely, or unlikely. So it's not really true or false, but it can also be likely or unlikely. So likely is on the side of the true, etc. And I say, well, how would you implement that? So I figured out following. If you have true and you put a not in front of it, you get false. And if you put two nots in front of anything, you get the same thing back again. So if I have likely and then do not, then I want to get likely again. And of course, if you do not x, then it must be unequal x. This seems logical, right? Well, that forces you to do it like this. So false becomes true if you do a not, true becomes false, and unlikely becomes likely, and likely becomes unlikely. If you do it any different way, then one of these rules is no longer applying. Now we have the operator AND. Well, I demand true AND x equals x. That's also logical, I think. And false AND x must be false. X and x must be x. X and y must be y and x. And the last one is not super trivial. That was true and was true equals was false. Sorry, was true and was false equals was false. There's no argument here for that. And then you get this this truth table out of that, and the operator OR can then implement it from the above, because OR is just the same as not of not x and not y, so you can just fill it in and you get the OR table. Same for exclusive OR and the not exclusive OR. So everything is super plausible except maybe this one. It's the only rule that you need an argumentation for. Well, and then the implementation, but well, it's not really interesting, I guess. I was going to. I wanted to show the one here, but this is the other way around. So this inputs a type T as an N, and it writes to buff, an array. And the trick of this thing is that it is not moving anything. It is ultra fast. Yeah, let's go to bed. Ish.